Hey, She Shackers, thank you for tuning in for another live from the She Shack. We are actually in New Orleans, Louisiana at the famous lake. This is where everybody come out, chill, have a good time, pop some crawfish. And today we are going to have the absolute pleasure of having one of my most favorite people to tune in with us tonight. The owner and CEO of Moody Coody Accessories will be joining us in just a few minutes. But before she finishes, she's getting her thing set up. I just wanted to talk to you just for a minute about how do you see yourself? How do you feel? How is everybody feeling? I put the question up on our Conversations in the She Shack group just to take a tune in and say, how do you see yourself? How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Do you see yourself as beautiful? Do you see yourself as ambitious? Do you see yourself as courageous? Do you see yourself as a go-getter? How do you see yourself? And that's what we're going to start tonight. Come on in. We already started live. This is the CEO of Moody Coody Accessories, who happens to be my beautiful niece.
Hello, everyone.
I put a seat there.
Thank you. I'll try to hold it down.
Try to hold it down for you. So, you can just pop right on in. How do you see yourself?
I'm a boss. I'm young. Well, I'm 30 years old. I'm working on a lot. It's kind of hard. Like, some people think this is easy, even having a business or trying to run a business, and it's not. It's definitely not easy. Like, you have up days, you have down days. Sometimes you might be going through your own personal things, and you might not even want to think about or deal with your business at all. So that's a big part about keeping like your mental health together while trying to run a business. It's very difficult.
So when you experience something, like, give us an example of some of the challenges that you may experience when you like maybe some financial or some startup or some things like that, when you're moving into, launching a new business. Like, that is really big to say, hey, I'm going to step out on faith. I trust this process, and I'm going to launch Moody Coody Cosmetics. Give us an idea. Accessories. Now, see, I'm manifesting cosmetics. I'm manifesting cosmetics. So what was some of the challenges? Like, did you ever feel like, man, forget this, I'm not doing it no more, forget it?
I always feel like that. Like, I kind of feel like right now.
What? Really?
It's natural to feel that way because there's so much you want to do and you expect out of yourself. It's like putting pressure on yourself, basically. Like, it's not like when you're in school or whatever, you have parents on you. They push you. Like, you have to build this yourself. So it get kind of difficult. Like, you might not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be scared of what other people think. But what made me start my business is that everywhere I go, people like, oh, I like your lashes. Oh, where you got them lashes from? So I was like, I need to get my own lashes because I was buying them from the hair store. So I'm like, I need to get my own lashes, so because I'm always directing them to the hair store. I'm like, oh, I got it from this hair store or whatever. And one time, my first time wearing like a extra exotic pair of lashes was from Mary. Your niece married my cousin Mary. And she put me on lashes, basically. She had her own vendor. When she first got started, she's doing her thing.
She is.
When she first got started, she had her lashes. She still had her little pieces and stuff like that with her clothes. But that's who gave me my first pair, and I liked it. And when I came back home, she's in Florida, too. She's with Exotic Looks. So when I came back out here, everywhere I went, they wasn't really on it like that. Most of the celebrities had them and stuff. So people was like, oh, I like them lashes. They long, they thick, they pretty. Where you got them from? And I'd be like, oh, I got them from my cousin in Florida. So I was just like, I needed to start my own brand and build myself. And my partner helped me too. Just being around me and seeing more, like, hey, you need to do this. You need to do this. Woo, woo, woo. Basically.
So let's talk about, like, did you start with like setting goals, like, hey, or was it like spontaneous, like, I'm just gonna do this and that's
I started off with a goal because it took a while. Like, I'm not balling or nothing like that, so I had to like work hard and save my money and this piece. Okay, I'm gonna buy my lashes first. Okay, what I'm gonna get next? Okay, I want shades. So then I went and bought some shades, and then I finally was like, you know what? I'm ready to come out now. I have everything that I need, basically.
Like, how long would you say it took you to get everything you needed before you felt comfortable?
Maybe about
enough?
2 months,
About 2 months,
or two.
okay.
Because it's different paying bills. You know, we gotta pay bills. We have other things we have to take care of, and try to run a business, basically.
Right. A few things that I know, challenges that I experienced with just business adventures, or just deciding, like, the biggest thing was, what was I going to do, and how was I going to present myself, and that big day, the big day. What are they going to think?
Yeah.
What are they going to feel?
Definitely.
What are they going to say? It was the big day for me.
Me too. I understand.
I struggled a lot with, like, especially like my colleagues in the healthcare field, and nursing, and just overall, you know, what was my family gonna think? Was people gonna not, like, necessarily feel like, oh, I'm reaching, or was I really reaching?
Yeah, or was
Can
this
I?
okay?
Yeah, like, can I really do this? But it became conquering a fear. Actually, getting in front of anybody's camera was never my thing. I never felt like, oh, the smile might not be right, or my hair not be right, or I don't like the way my body is shaped, or I don't like the outfit I have on, or I don't look pretty, and that kind of stuff. So when I asked the question, really because I had to ask myself that question. I pounded with it all week long. How do I see me? Not so much what other people say about me, or what other people feel about me, but what do I see when I see me? And it seemed like, oh, that's easy, but it wasn't. It really wasn't, because I never thought about, what do I see when I look at me?
I totally understand.
You know, so in light of the fact that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, today is the last day of Mental Health Awareness Month. A couple things I just wanted to bring out. First of all, sending my deepest condolences to the Miller family, as they have lost their daughter. Master P has lost his daughter. Romeo lost his sister to mental health illness and or drug addiction. And so we are not here to speculate about exactly how she passed away or what happened, but we do want to extend our condolences. We are here in New Orleans, Louisiana. There's no way that we could be here in the land of and not pay tribute to Master P. Corny, call it what you want, but I'm a girl from Uptown by way of Ninth Ward. If you're from New Orleans, you know. And so I definitely going to pay my respects to them.
Okay.
And secondly, I wanted to just talk about a couple things that are related to boosting your mental toughness, how you deal with stress, goal setting, how you getting started. But before we jump into all of those things, I wanted to jump into you. I asked you to bring out some of your things. I want you to talk about what you're doing, where you're expanding, where you're trying to go, where you're reaching. Like, give us some information about what's going on with you, young lady.
Well, basically, I sell swimwear. I sell sweat vests. Like, it's...
Did you bring some stuff with you today?
I brought some stuff with me.
Okay.
And Uncle, see, I need my other bag. From over there. The Hilfiger bag. I have these two-piece sets. They're $10. They're very affordable. And the materials are very good. Like, really nice material. But they're only $10 right now. I'm thinking about actually marking them down, but I have them in black, white, army green, and neon yellow. And it's cheetah print and it's snake skin print. This is more of a bikini set. This is more of a bikini set. Like, it's more sexy and age appropriate. You know what I'm saying? I always try to add that in because I have a lot of young ladies that always ask me about my bathing suits. But just naturally, the cut is very slim in the back, so it shows a lot of, like, cheeks. So, going on vacation or anything like that, these are great affordable bathing suits. I buy them like in, say you going on a trip with your friends, like y'all can dress alike, or like you can buy multiple. I also have shades.
It feels so good out here. If you've ever been to New Orleans, you know the heat
I
can
sell
be
sweat
brutal.
vests. Yeah, it feels so good out
It
here.
feels so good out here.
What are those?
Sweat vests.
Oh, okay.
I can take it out actually. So basically, you can wear this with your waist trainer if you want, but it helps you sweat, like your upper body mostly. It doesn't go all the way down to like the fupa area, but if you have like another like a waist trainer or anything on for shapewear, it'll also be something to wear under that. And it looks like a tank top basically. And they have adjustable straps and stuff like that.
Is that unisex?
No.
What about sizes?
It goes, well, these sweat vests go up only to an extra large. To a 2X. From a small to a 2X. I have fishnets. I love fishnets. What made me start selling fishnets is because everywhere I go, people always like, oh, where you got your fishnets from? So I just was like, this is me. Like, this is something that people expect from me. Like, I sell them. I wear them. I wear my own product mostly. If you see me with lashes on, it's my own lashes. If you see me with shades on, 9 times out of 10 it's mine. Fishnets, they're mine. I have shades in different colors. They're like clear frame shades. This is orange with a gold rim. This is like a forest green with a gold rim. And I want to try on a pair for you guys.
Yeah, you can give me a pair too, honey, because the wind. Any color. I want purple.
I don't have purple, but I have these. These are really cute.
Okay.
They're brown.
Okay.
Those brown ones be popping.
Right, here we go. Now, do these go all the way up to your eyes or just on your nose?
You wear them on your nose, like closer down. Like they.
Like your bougie.
Yeah, you're bougie. You got to, And I
Like this?
these. Definitely.
Hey, y'all.
Definitely ain't see. Definitely.
So I'm going to be wearing mines. Now, where can we find these? Where can we shop and find these?
My website is currently under construction, but you can follow me on Moody Coody Accessories LLC on Instagram. And I'll keep you updated. I also follow people back. Like, I'm not just a businesswoman that don't follow people. Like, I'm actually active on all my accounts. So I'll be sure to follow you back and engage in anything else that you have on. If you have going on, if you have a business or anything, like I'll follow your business and everything.
So make sure you go over to Moody Coody Accessories LLC on Instagram and support this young lady who has ventured out to do her own thing, being her own boss, in a day and time where it's very discouraged. Small businesses don't get enough attention,
Definitely.
don't get enough support.
And everybody's doing the same thing, so that's kind of a scary thing also. It's kind of scary about venturing out once you see other people doing it, and you might be like, somebody else, I saw somebody with that, doing that, but it's so much room for everybody out here. Like, you might be unique in your own way, whatever you do.
I was just getting ready to say there's only one you. So just because someone it's so many barbers, there's so many hairstylists,
Definitely.
there's so many hair vendors,
Lash vendors.
lashes, basketball players, football players. Everybody brings something unique to the table. So never be discouraged about venturing out and doing your own thing. Thank you so much for just bringing all this energy, giving like some motivation to just say, hey, you can do it. I did it.
Definitely.
I wanted to
I'm
get
still
back into
doing it.
I
I'm
wanted to
still
get into
learning.
you a little bit, because I think when people start to understand your story and understand like the journey that brought you to this place, they would understand more about why this is so important, like why this is such a giant boss.
Definitely.
Just tell us a little bit about, just some of the challenges before, getting to this space.
Yeah.
Like, I know some stuff.
Yeah, basically just not having the money, not having like the support either as a young woman. Having a mother that's on drugs, basically. This is real life, it's happening every day. So I just wanted to say that. Having a father that's not there. Sometimes growing up that can be difficult to you too, and not having just the support, period. And just going through different things.
How was stability? Did you have stability?
It wasn't really stability. You know what I'm saying? Even with like changing schools, we've been to different schools and stuff like that. Like our right now in my life, me and my siblings are learning to be around each other more. So like things are really great now. Older, we starting to learn each other. I talk to my brother more often. I just seen my sister recently, and the love is there. So we were kind of strangers from growing up separately in separate households. So we just learning each other as adults, like trying to get to know each other. Like, hey, okay, you are different. Okay, this is my sister. Okay, this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? This is who he is. Learning a person. So basically, that's about it. Everything else, any of my failures in my life or anything like that, I feel was based upon my decisions on what I wanted to do in my life, because I've been doing what I wanted to do since I was 16. And so if I failed after 16 years old, it was on me. I can't blame anybody. I don't have anybody to blame, basically.
How challenging did you find it to kind of like get restarted after Hurricane Katrina?
It was kind of hard because I was living somewhere else. I was living in Baton Rouge, where I didn't know anybody. Just basically going to school somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I've already lived other places before the hurricane, so it wasn't really a big change for me. Okay. I've lived other places. I've lived in New Mexico. I've lived in Slidell. I've lived in other cities. So basically it didn't affect me really, but I miss home. Like, I miss how it was before the hurricane, what I do remember. But I stayed away for so long. I only came to New Orleans for a weekend until 2 years ago when I moved here.
Okay.
I visited home. This is my first time living in New Orleans as an adult.
Wow.
Yes, this is my first time living in New Orleans as an adult.
And how are you liking it? You loving it? You liking it?
No, it's okay, but it's not what I expected it to be.
What was you expecting?
I expected it to be funner, basically, because when you live other places and you come home, it's so fun. Just like how you having a ball. You have a ball when you come home.
Yes.
I feel the same way. So it can make you want to come home. So in the midst of me wanting to come home, I ended up getting a job offer at Xavier University to cook. And they paid me more than I was getting paid in Baton Rouge. So I'm like, this can be a move for me. But I'm glad I did move here because I learned nobody don't owe me anything. I learned to like stand on my own. Like, it's different here. It's hard. Like, it's nothing easy. Nobody's giving you anything. Nobody not kissing your butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not only it's serious out here. You gotta pay attention. You gotta watch. So I can't just be in la la land, like enjoying this in the happiest moments. I always gotta look over my shoulder and pay attention to my surroundings and what's going on. It's very different out here.
How's your relationship with your mom?
It's okay. It's fine right now, basically.
Fine, like when you say right now, so will we consider it up and down or something?
Definitely. Just like normal teenagers that grew up in a home with their, living with other people, living with another family, being raised by somebody else also.
So those kind of challenges.
Definitely. I've saw other people go through it too. It let me know that it's just not something that I'm dealing with. I deal with my mom, like getting along. Like, I know.
But mom is now healthy and doing better.
Yes, and she looks good. I just saw her recently.
Wonderful.
She looked really good.
That's wonderful.
I talk to her every other day. We call each other, so that's progress. That's really good.
how does that make you feel when you've like now you're in a space where your relationships with your siblings are better, the relationships with your mother is
I feel
better,
blessed.
and you have a sense of independence, even though it's not easy, you still struggle. That's a part of the journey. You know, no one becomes successful overnight. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs and challenges, but when you take just take an account of those things, would you consider yourself like, yeah, I'm really mentally tough, like I got this?
Definitely. Even going through things like relationship wise. Like, you know, you have to learn how to like deal with your relationship with you might be dating.
I'm glad you brought up relationships because yours is very interesting. Yours is very interesting.
I'm so weak.
So there was a time where you were in a partnership relationship, and so let's talk about what took you on that journey. Was that something you always felt?
I want you to say what partnership is first, because I want to understand, like, you know, exactly. It's okay.
Well, partnership, you was in a relationship, like a same-sex relationship.
Yes, I was in a relationship with a woman.
So what took you to that journey, or are you still there? Was that like a curiosity thing, or like...
I'm a sexual person. Like, naturally. Like,
Okay.
I'm just being honest, you know, like the type.
Well, this is the She Shack. This is
Definitely. I'm sorry, but I'm a sexual person, and the person that I was dating was also my friend also. Like, we were close, so it wasn't hard really going that way. But this somebody I ended up gaining love for, you know, and I ended up with this person. Like, I love this person.
Did you always feel that you was attracted to women,
Yes,
or this was okay?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. At a certain age, I felt like I was attracted to women.
Did you find it to be challenging to admit that?
No, never.
So you was good with that?
I'm good because I love me. Like, it's not really nothing I can ever do or think about that I would feel bad about.
You never felt like, what would my family think? What would my grandfather think, since he's a minister? Like, what would my grandmother think? Like, you never felt like
even cared about that.
Never even cared.
No,
wow.
It just was about either if they wasn't gonna accept it, I know to stay away from them because this is something that they don't like.
Right.
So, but it did.
That was the respect. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
but it also took away the time that I wasn't involved with my grandparents. Also, from me separating myself for 5 years.
So the separation was
it's
because
something that they
of the
didn't like.
relationship.
Yeah, I know it was something that they don't uphold. It's something that they don't like. I'm not gonna continue to try to force who I am on, and you don't believe. It's not your belief. That's like you, a person.
How did that feel? Like, you didn't feel like a sense of like, no sense of loss, no sense of emptiness, no sense of anything being separated, you know, from somebody that you're so close with? Because you have a pretty close relationship with your
my grandmother.
Yes.
Yes, I love my grandmother. That's my angel.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, definitely, I never felt any kind of way about that. Honestly.
Did that influence your decision to no longer
after
be?
It did.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, after it bothered me. But during the time, it doesn't bother me. You don't be thinking about nothing like that, ain't you? You don't be thinking about nothing like that. You don't care what nobody says. I'm weak, but you just don't worry about things like that. I never did. Like, I never cared what people think about me. If I do it, I did it. Like, I'm like, what can...
So it did not influence your decision?
No, and it didn't change how my grandmother looked at me.
No, absolutely
also,
not. She's an amazing talker. Let's just talk about how amazing she is.
Yeah, she's amazing. When I did come around, she didn't treat me bad because I was dating a woman. Like, she used to just know it wasn't her thing.
So what would you consider yourself today? Because, I mean, 1 minute.
I'll always be,
is it like, are we going to say bisexual at this point?
I would say that because I wouldn't take that away from myself. Because if I'm not in a relationship with a guy right now, I might naturally flirt with a woman.
Even if you weren't in a relationship, but if you were in a relationship, so when you're in a relationship, do you look at another one and be like, damn, this is fine?
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, I am Moody Coody. Like, there's no other way around it. Like, I see women that look beautiful or fine. Like, it's okay to let that person know, even if you're not gay. Like, you don't have to be gay to see it. You have eyes, you can see. So it's not gay to tell another woman she's fine, or compliment her basically.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Baby,
Like,
you fine.
that doesn't mean you're gay. But it's about the conversation or the gesture that goes on after that. You know what I'm saying? Or where it goes. This person might think I'm beautiful and I'm fine too.
Right.
You know, whatever. And it can go that way if I'm interested in that person interested.
Right.
How you doing?
I really feel like, I know when I came back home to visit and I saw that you were in a relationship with another woman, I was not surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't. It wasn't like, oh, I always thought she. No, it wasn't that. I was just like,
I'm an open person.
such a free spirit.
I'm a free spirit.
Yeah,
person,
such a free
basically.
spirit and gonna go with what feels good.
Definitely.
So how do you control?
And that felt great. At that
Get 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's definitely
felt
what's up.
great.
I
You
think.
know,
I mean,
if you
walking
have
in your
your
own
trouble-
freedom to me is one of the most exhilarating things ever. When you can just be who you are.
Definitely.
Like, you don't have to like alter how you think, how you feel, how you dress,
are.
or anything for the comfort level of someone else. So I think that's just absolutely amazing, and it can be.
You have your bumps in the road, and you have. It's not healthy at all. Like it's just difficult with. It depends on maybe the type of woman. I only been in one relationship with a woman, so I can't judge all women off of that person. And that person dressed more like a male. She wasn't feminine. Like if I ever probably mess with a woman again, she'll be like feminine like me.
Okay.
Like she'll like her hair done. She'll like makeup. She'll be fine. Like she'll like, you know, we can go out together. We can have a great time together. Basically,
Right.
it would be different.
Okay.
Very different.
So it's a learning experience.
Very much.
But a good one.
But I know I love men,
Okay.
and I know I can live with a man without women in my life.
Okay. So would you say that was just a time where you was curious, maybe?
No.
You was
Definitely
absolutely not curious.
Absolutely not.
You was absolutely certain about your sexuality and where you were.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
And at what age would you say you knew that?
I would say maybe I was like maybe 12, 13, like a teenager.
Wow.
Definitely.
Did you ever have like an outlet or someone that you talked to about it, or this was just something that you dealt with
No,
internally?
it's something that was natural. You know what I'm saying? I knew what age I want. You know, what I knew I need to do this when I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that I knew I would do one day. I just ain't know it would be that person.
Gotcha.
Basically.
Wow. I think that is like absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it's real.
You know, so many people struggle with, you know, young people. And again, in light of mental health awareness, this affects people's mental health.
Definitely.
When they're afraid to be honest about who they are, and about their sexuality, or even in a moment of feeling like confused about their sexuality, not sure if it's, you know, a woman that they want or a man that they want, or maybe both of them that they
Definitely.
want. You know, and then being.
And you have to be secure with yourself.
But we live in a society that's so judgmental. We live in a society that says you have to choose. You have to be a man or a woman, or that whole stern thing about where the Bible says this. A lot of people like to throw Bible in their religion and their belief on other people, and on like trying to infringe on the decisions that they make. You know?
Really their fears, basically, of how they feel about what other people would think.
But like if they like, you know, for instance, I don't want my son to be gay because I don't want people to think about
definitely.
Or what people would say.
I don't like to hear people say, "Oh, I beat the gay out of them," or you know, like stuff like that. That just makes my skin curl, because you like that naturally from birth, whoever you are.
Right.
I'm not sure what causes this or why it's like that, but it's like that.
It is what it is.
Basically, it's already implanted in you. The book is written already. Basically, I feel like you should just, even if you have a kid and they are gay, it's okay to say gay if they are gay. Instead of trying to fight and make them change and be the opposite, I feel like you should support them. and make sure they're taking care of themselves and make sure they're not out here just wilding secretly or doing anything because
it's really dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
It's really dangerous. It's transgenders and having challenges.
Yes, and women and men. Some people like to put it more on men. Oh yeah, they get AIDS and they get infections and all this other bad stuff. But it's not just men; it's women also. It's on both parts about sexuality. So it's if you do have a kid I don't have kids, so I always have to talk for somebody else. But people that have kids, I feel like they should support their child with that.
Do you want children?
Definitely. I want like just one child.
Okay.
That I can just give everything to, whatever, the whole world. I can just cut the world off this thing.
So are we talking like baby, marriage, then baby, or baby just...
Either or, basically, because marriage is different from when you guys got married. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching people get married and a month later they divorce. Like, it's like people married and getting married for the party.
Really? That's what you think?
Yes.
Not the cookie.
A lot of times. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Maybe in the celebrity world, but also in the real world. That's how it's going. Like, it's like no principles around. I'm going to marry you. You're still going to cheat on me. You're not working on nothing. We both broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like...
Oh, we definitely got married and was broke. Like
yeah,
this, we definitely didn't.
Like, I ain't getting married broke.
We definitely was broke.
I definitely don't want to get married broke. Like, I feel like we should have every. I feel like we should
I'm
have
just
everything.
saying. We were ambitious.
Okay.
We was young, ambitious
Why
people.
did y'all get married broke?
Do you want me to tell you something?
Yes, tell me.
When we actually, the night before or the day before, we was actually getting married, and this is a true story, and he can attest to this. We had a shut-off notice for our electric.
Yeah.
The next day, we were getting ready to walk down the aisle to say I do. But I believe it was the faith that we had, the commitment that we shared between one another. We had already been together in a relationship for almost 7 years before we had actually
in apartments upstairs.
Before we actually got married. But I don't really like to use the word we was broke. You know, when some people like, girl, was you broke? Like, then I think about like, girl, yeah, we really was. But we were broke, but we was also blessed. We was, you know, things worked out in our favor. And we just kept, you know, pushing and pushing and pushing. I don't know if it's like, oh, well, in y'all time, auntie, you know, it was different. Marriage was different. No, marriage is still the same. The people are different. Marriage hasn't changed. The commitment is still the commitment. The you know, what you willing to do to build on each. God isn't giving you the spirit of fear. That's just what I stand on. But I'm a person that believes in you got to do what's best for you. I don't have a judgmental spirit. So everybody are not created to be married people. Some people, I know people that's been successfully in relationships and committed relationships where they haven't dipped out on each other and they have never been married and they've been together more than 20 years. But some people say like, you know, they get that, they have that thing like, yo, as soon as we get married, everything changes. And
that's what I hear like.
You know, and then it doesn't work out, you know. But I don't think, again, I just don't believe it's just a marriage. I believe it's the people. Sometimes we try to create lifetime mates when they're only seasonal, but that's a topic for another day because that'll take up a whole bunch of time. I just want to take a quick moment and say thank everyone that tune in and watch the She Shack, that catches us on YouTube. I really appreciate it. It's just the one person that tunes in sometimes. Sometimes the 17 views. Sometimes it's no views.
It doesn't matter.
But I do really appreciate They appreciate the motivation. I truly appreciate the support. I'm going to ask you to just take a moment, go to YouTube, hit Conversations with the Queen from the She Shack, hit the like button and share it. We're trying to take this conversation global. Conversations is going to happen everywhere. I'm in New Orleans right now. We done took a road trip, 2 days driving, came down to the lakefront.
Backside.
The black side.
The black side, right? I mean, you have to be from New Orleans to understand that part. that this is the plot where we all hang out. It could be on a Saturday
Eat
afternoon.
crawfish,
You hear all the music
DJ,
bumping and that kind of stuff. I want to thank you
people.
so much for coming and just taking a little moment out your day to come support me. I love you for it.
I love you
And
too.
I'm feeling these sunglasses like it's everything. And I just wanted to leave you guys with something. I don't know if you remember or not, but last week on the live, I showed y'all this book. And this book is called Level Up, Mental Toughness Boot Camp. And I have actually been implementing some of the things that's in. I have to get you a copy of this book. It's phenomenal. Really cheap book. I found it at Five and Below, and I'm talking about, it caught my attention right away. It talks a lot about goal setting. It talks a lot about mental toughness. It talks a lot about changing your language on how you express your emotions. But I really wanted to address something because you spoke about failure. And in here, it actually, I highlighted about failure because I too struggle with failure. Let me see if this is right here. It is right here. It says, mental toughness will equip you with the awareness and drive you need to motivate others and help them achieve their own goals. If you're an entrepreneur, it will encourage you to embrace fear, understanding failure as potential for growth. So there's no such thing as failure. In nothing that we do, it was just like, I tried it. Okay, that one didn't work. So let's reevaluate that and find out what happened and go to the next thing. And that's how I feel about Conversations from the She Shack. There's no such thing as failure. This is all about growth. First class wellness and recovery services. I'm going to stand up because I need y'all to understand how serious the Get Snatch is. I am the Get Snatch connoisseur. I don't think they understand this. Book your consultation today. I travel with you. I give you all the information that you need to get prepared. If you're getting a BBL, a mommy makeover, a tummy tuck.
You have fajas?
I have fajas. I have waist trainers. I have the ones that come like mid-waist, like shorts that you can wear underneath your short sets and you will not even see them. I have the ones that you very soft and comfortable that you can sleep in. I also have first stage, second stage fajas. I have lipo pads. What else did I say? I have the lipo pads. I also have the support for the breast, those that get breast lift. So check us out, First Class Wellness and Recovery Services. Don't forget to go to YouTube, hit the like button and share Conversations from the She Shack, and please subscribe. And always, as all my guests that come in, please support small
Follow me
businesses.
on Instagram, Moody Coody
Support
Accessories,
small businesses.
LLC.
Thank you so much for tuning in for another night here at the She Shack live from New Orleans. Peace.